AITA for canceling my son's birthday, over $10. I, 34 years old female, have a son who is turning 13 this weekend. His birthday falls close to Christmas, and I am not wealthy. We just get by. So many years he doesn't get a full party. This year felt like a big milestone becoming a teenager, so I wanted to make it special. We invited 10 kids and rented out some batting cages for 1.5 hours. I ordered a cake and planned a whole game and food and snacks. We live in an apartment, so I planned a scavenger hunt outside to keep them entertained after the batting cages, and wanted the prize to be some hidden money. So on Monday I pulled out $20 and got 4 $5 bills. Today is Thursday, and his last day of school. Before break they were having a party at school, and so I pulled a $5 out of my wallet and handed it to him and saw the other $3 5s. I work from home, so went to my room to go back to work. While in there I heard his friend come inside for 5 minutes before they left together. A little after I walk out to get more coffee, and I notice that both my purse and wallet are open, which is not like me, so I go and look and see if only have one $5 in my purse. I immediately call my son asking if he took $10, which he denies. I say, well, if you didn't take it, then your friend must have, and he says no. I feel like I should add that I don't think his friend took the money. He has been in my house lots before, and nothing has ever gone missing. My son was with me when I pulled out the money at the store and knew what I had and where it was. My son has also never stolen money, but does sneak extra snacks and cookies, and lies a lot about little things, and his lying has been an issue for a while now, and sadly, I have caught his lying so much I don't believe him much. My son refuses to say what happened and how the money disappeared. They were the only two in the living room, and I 100% saw it when I handed him the $5. When he got home we tried to talk about it, but he still says he didn't do it, and neither did his friend. So I told him that his birthday was cancelled, as I feel like he is lying, and I do not trust people in the apartment if he has no clue what happened to my money. A part of me feels like I am overreacting over $10, but I feel like if my son did take, and I let him still have a party, I am setting an example that he can just steal more next time. So am I the asshole? Only 4 things are possible. Son took the money. Friend took the money, and your son doesn't know he took it. Friend took the money, and son does know it. You made a mistake, or it just got lost. He's going to feel like shit for 3/4 of those things. Maybe not today, but soon enough. But if he is innocent, and we all deserve the presumption of innocence, he will remember this for flipping ever. Do you remember what it feels like to be wrongly accused, let alone punished for it? He's already getting screwed every year for being a Christmas baby. Give him the benefit of the doubt. But also keep your purse secured for a while. You are the asshole. The truth is that you don't know that either kid took your money. Maybe you put it somewhere safe and forgot. Maybe it fell out of your wallet. Your brain fills in details all the time. You could be mistaken that you saw that money in your wallet. I'm a teacher. If I had one of your $5 every time a student swore they remembered turning a paper in, only to later find it in their backpack, I could retire right now. Human brains make mistakes. I get it. Money is tight. It's stressful. Don't make this $10 a formative memory that your son will be telling a therapist a decade from now. It's already hard having a December birthday. Please don't make it harder for him. Soft, you are the asshole. Absolutely have a consequence for the missing money. Either he took it or he knows his friend did. He isn't being honest no matter who took it. But I think special occasions should not be used as punishment. Canceling birthdays, Christmas, etc. is wrong in my opinion. Ground him, take away his phone, or whatever he thinks is important for a while, not cancel his birthday. Especially because you have said this is not a normal every-year occurrence. You are the asshole. Your 13-year-old son lies about taking extra snacks. He's not a thief, he's hungry. This has to be handled, but not by canceling. He's going to be humiliated when everyone is told. It's canceled. Hope you didn't tell any parents why. He needs to be dealt with and not trusted for a while until he earns it back. But a birthday party for a 13-year-old who hasn't had a real one like this is cruel. You are the asshole. The punishment doesn't fit the crime. You are the asshole for using your son's birthday's proximity to Christmas as an excuse not to give him real birthday parties. I get not being well off, but if you would have given him a real birthday party any other time of year, you should have been giving him real birthday parties in December, too. He didn't choose when to be born. Not cool. And now you finally plan one for him, and you want to snatch it away. Also not cool. I do strongly disagree with folks minimizing it as being just over $10. It's not about the money. It's about the fact he might be stealing and lying about it. That breach of trust is far more important than the dollar amount, and that needs to be addressed stat. But not by canceling one of the only decent birthdays you've given him. Would I be the asshole if I attended a chore weekend at our vacation home, but didn't do any chores? We own a vacation home. Every time we go, my partner works on his actual work emails, conference calls, leaving me to do all of the maintenance on the property. // this is usually Friday, Sunday, and he's the owner of the company. / I've sanded and scraped paint from railing and fencing, and then repainted it in the 90+ heat. I've raked leaves, repaired the decking, trimmed bushes, laid mulch, power washed, weeded. He says he's going to help, but never does. Last month he asked me to go down to take care of some things our property manager requested. I went on my own for 4 days and worked. He stayed home and played golf and relaxed. Now he wants to go to finish the tasks I couldn't do. I said, I've already been down and worked my butt off. So, he is having one of his kids meet him to help. He said he understands that I have done the brunt of the upkeep on the home. He told me I could relax on this trip. Then he gave me tasks to do. I reminded him that he said this could be my time to relax. His child called when I explained that this would be the two of them working. She seemed miffed. I explained again how I was there last month doing a ton of work by myself. So, would I be the asshole if I relaxed on this trip? Not the asshole. He told me I could relax on this trip. Excellent. You're going to get a nice break. Then he gave me tasks to do. Simple, tell him you'll help him but then never do. Just like he does, LOL. When he complains, remind him he said you could relax on this trip. Then list off all the things you've already done just this recent trip alone before he got there, and then take yourself to the nearest spa for a massage. Problem solved. Not the asshole, but why bother going with them? Let them go, and there will only be them to do the work, so it will be unavoidably on your partner's mind that if they don't do it, no one will. If you go, I bet he will try to get you to do some of the work, or slack off himself thinking you'll pick up the work just by being there and seeing him not do it. Tell him straight up this is why you won't go with him. You would not be the asshole, but you should just stay home unless you want to be bothered a ton while trying to relax. Not the asshole. Do. No. Go. Relax at home while he is working. You have done your part. Now he gets to do his. Go get a mani/pedi, spa day, or girls' night. But no matter what, go have fun. Not the asshole, she miffed. For the same reason he said you can come and relax, then proceeded to give you tasks. They've lost the free expected labor that you would provide. You say that he owns it, so that means he needs to take ownership of fixing things and not leave it all to you. You're not his proxy in labor. Don't go. Book a separate trip where you can actually relax without being guilted into doing all the work again. Would I be the asshole for telling my coworker that she is BO? Hi, I'm a long-time lurker of this sub, and I have an issue that I'd like an impartial second opinion on. I'm a 28-year-old woman that works at a med lab. I love my job, and I love knowing that I'm helping people, even if it's just a small part in the grand chain of operations. Recently we got a new coworker. I'm not entirely sure on her age, but I'd put her at early 20s. She's super sweet and dedicated to her job, often staying overtime to finish things up when others have already gone home. Here's the problem though. She has an incredibly intense BO. At first I honestly thought it was one of my male coworkers, but after a few times of her walking past me and the smell lingering in the air for a good 10 seconds, I know it's her. I really don't want to be mean, but the only other time I've smelled BO anywhere close to as intense is when the local card store in town hosts MTG nights. I talked to a friend about it, and I said I was debating on telling her. He said to just leave it be because it's not my business, and if she's doing a good job then who cares? I disagree and feel like this girl has the right to know. Sometimes you genuinely do go nose blind, and if I was a little funky, I'd want someone to tell me. So would I be the asshole for telling her? Edit. Thank you so much for the feedback and suggestions. Definitely gonna go the route of telling a supervisor, and I feel a little silly for not thinking of that option sooner, LOL. Not the asshole. However, I would probably ask HR or their leader to do it since she's new. You wouldn't be the asshole, but it's a bad idea. She could react badly and complain to HR about you making her feeling unwelcome or ostracizing her or similar, even if you're nice about it. I would mention it to HR and let them handle it. I definitely would just say something to your boss so they can talk to her about it. I only say this because sometimes people know and just don't care, and you don't want her to target you if it does offend her. We have a coworker like that. She's in her 60s, and people have complained a lot. She's been talked to, and she basically said she doesn't care because she can't smell it. You're not wrong for thinking about it. Most people would want to know if they smelled. But telling her yourself could be really awkward and hurtful, even if you mean well. She's new and probably already nervous. The easiest, least messy way is to tell a supervisor or HR and let them handle it quietly. That way she's spared the embarrassment, and you're not put in a weird spot. Not the asshole, but you shouldn't do it. Go to HR. You absolutely 100% should not go to her yourself in this setting. If she was just friend, yeah, go ahead, but work is tricky. Let HR and your boss handle it. Yunta. Dude, nothing's worse than a coworker who smells bad. Ruins the workday. I'd talk to a senior, because taking any action yourself could be seen as bullying. Am I the asshole for refusing to house my older sister again? My bad on the formatting, I'm on mobile. So, my family has an unusual dynamic. Both me, 24 female, and my sister, 27 female, were raised differently. I was raised to be the responsible one, i.e. once I hit 13 I was told I was an adult, and that I had to get a job. I was always taught to fend for myself, and that I needed to pay rent if I lived with them. I've been working and taking care of myself since I was 13 as a result. My sister, on the other hand, was raised being told that she would never have to work because they would take care of her. She's never had a job, never bothered to learn to drive, and I've funded a bunch of her expenses over the years and driven her around at my parents' request. My parents ended up kicking her out at 25, and she went to live with me for 2 years until she moved in with our grandmother. While she lived with me, she refused to clean up after herself, saying it stressed her out, and made several dishes of food a day, which she didn't finish before throwing the leftover dishes in the sink with half of the food still in it. She also would make messes in different rooms and refused to clean them afterwards. If I tried asking her to help clean, or at least get a job, she would cry and tell everyone I was abusing her. As of today, my grandmother is trying to kick her out due to the whole refusing to work or clean up after herself thing. She has been updating me over text about how the rest of the family is refusing to house her, and keeps talking about how terrified she is of our grandmother kicking her out. Now she started hinting at me taking her back in permanently, like we used to, meaning she doesn't work or clean, because that's my job apparently. The issue is I don't want to, I refused the request, and she's still talking about how she's terrified of our physically disabled grandmother, so I need to come get her. I'm standing firm, but I do feel pretty guilty about it. I just can't have the stress of working 60-plus hour weeks, then coming home to a filthy house, and having to clean it while she laughs about the messes she made over the day. I feel like I'm being a terrible younger sister. My parents were clear when they kicked her out that they expected me to take care of her permanently, but I just can't. I can't deal with that mess or having to walk on eggshells, so she doesn't label me an abuser again. Am I the asshole for refusing to house my sister when my grandmother is kicking her out? Not the asshole. That's your parents' responsibility, they created the monster. Not the asshole. But it's quite hilarious that your parents kicked her out. Your grandma wants her out, and I assume you kicked her out too. Even funnier that she's terrified of grandma. Time to go back to mom and dad, and tell them it's their turn to take her in. Not the asshole. No, absolutely not. She will be a dependent who will create messes and run up utilities, and be a leech on your life. You're not her parent, and didn't choose how she was raised. Plus, she's been an adult for 9 years. She needs to get it together, and she never will when people keep floating her. Never ever let her move in. I don't understand why you feel guilty not being the sugar sister for your sib's preferred lifestyle. So how you were raised, she's a grown adult who can figure out her own life herself, including the cleaning. Who exactly is calling you an AH? If your parents have a problem, they can take your sister back in. Ditto anyone else who has an opinion on what you should do for her. Sister can get a job and figure this all out for herself, like we all do and you did. She isn't special. Not the asshole. You know you're not the AH. Your parents don't want her. Your grandmother doesn't want her. That alone should tell you something. The only reason they're pushing her on you is because they don't want to deal with it. Stand firm. Not the asshole. Your parents did her no favors, and that's not your responsibility. You did your part, and she's going to have to figure things out for herself. or your parents can attempt to correct the damage they did to her.